Hello friends, in the previous session we talked about drowning. So now you know that drowning is one of the important modes of asphyxial death. We talked about the mechanism of death due to drowning. We discussed in the previous session how the person dies due to drowning. So today we'll discuss more about drowning. Causes of death due to drowning. If person dies due to drowning, what could be the various causes of death? Very important cause of death is asphyxia because the air passage is blocked by the fluid. The fluid enters the air passage, so the person, the victim dies due to asphyxia. Another important cause of death is ventricular fibrillation. This happens in freshwater drowning. Fibrillation means contraction. Suddenly, involuntarily, the muscle spasm occurs, contraction occurs, and that will lead to death of the victim. Laryngeal spasm, another important cause of death. When the water reaches the nasopharynx or the larynx level, all of suddenly laryngeal spasm occurs, and so this will cause the death of the person. This we discussed in dry drowning. So laryngeal spasm is very important cause of death in drowning. Then vagal inhibition, psychological upset. Suddenly the vagus nerve is inhibited, and so the heart stops functioning. Whenever there is fear of drowning, fear of death due to drowning, there is vagal inhibition, and this causes death of the person. Next cause is exhaustion. When the person drowns, the body enters the water, the person does respiratory efforts for survival. Person does the limb movements to come up on the surface of the water so that the person can breathe in, right? So these efforts make the person exhausted, and ultimately out of exhaustion the person can also die. And important last cause is injuries. While falling in water, when the body strikes against some hard object like stones, the body can get various injuries. If these injuries are fatal, the person dies due to the injuries. So these are the various causes of death due to drowning. Now the symptoms. When person drowns, before the person dies, certain symptoms develop like auditory and visual hallucination. Auditory means in the hearing, person has hallucination in the hearing. Then visual, in the vision, hallucinations in the vision. Mental confusion, another important symptom is mental confusion. So before the person dies due to drowning, these symptoms develop. Now the fatal period. Death occurs in about 4 to 8 minutes of complete submersion. સબમર્જન એટલે પાણીમાં ડૂબી જવું. આખું પાણીમાં ડૂબી જાય, નાક અને મોં બંને પાણીમાં હોય ત્યારે લગભગ 4 થી 8 મિનિટમાં માણસનું મૃત્યુ થાય. સો ડેથ અકર્સ ઇન ધીસ 4 to 8 minutes time period. Now if person dies, what could be the external postmortem appearance? Clothes are soiled by mud, sand or weed. This depends on the type of the medium where the drowning has occurred. Skin is cold, clammy and pale because the skin has been wet. So skin looks or skin has such kind of appearance. The face may or may not be cyanotic. Eyes are half open or closed. Conjunctiva congested. Pupils dilated. These are all the general signs of the asphyxia. Characteristic finding is post-mortem lividity. It is light pink in color and its distribution is characteristic. You know, the post-mortem lividity is seen on the most dependent part of the body. Whenever the person drowns, the person remains or the body remains with the face downward. The limbs are hanging down. So on the upper side you will find the back of the body. On the lower side you will find the front of the chest, abdomen, like that. So this becomes dependent part in this position. So in this dependent part you will find lividity. It is seen on the face, upper part of the chest, abdomen, the limbs which are hanging down. So in these areas you will find lividity. So distribution is very characteristic. Now suppose if the body is in constantly moving water. So in this condition the body is constantly changing the position. So in such case you will not find lividity. So lividity is absent when the body is in constant motion. So if death occurs due to body in the constant motion, you will not find lividity present. It is absent. So that you have to consider. Petechial hemorrhage are rare. Early onset of rigor mortis. You know why rigor mortis develops. Why its onset is early? Because the energy store in the body is very less. Because whatever energy the victim was having, that the victim has utilized in the survival efforts. So energy reserve is very less at the time of death, and so rigor mortis sets in early. White fine froth. It is very characteristic feature of drowning. It is seen coming out from the nose and mouth. These white fine froth we have discussed due to the mixing of the air, mucus and water. So this fine froth is very characteristic of drowning. You will find froth in other cases of asphyxial death like hanging, strangulation, but the froth is not that much fine which you find in drowning. Then cadaveric spasm in hands. It is very important finding because we have discussed in the mechanism. Whenever the person does the limb movements, whatever comes in his hand, that is grasped, and with the support of that material, person wants to come up on the surface. So person grasps that material very tightly. So when you collect the body from water, you will find that the hands are clenched. That is cadaveric spasm. The hand muscles are contracted. When you open the clenching, when you remove the clenching, you will find the lock paste, plants, weeds that are present in the clenched hands. So this is indicative of ante-mortem drowning. When the person is alive, then only person can does the efforts for survival. When the dead body is thrown in water, it is post-mortem drowning. Cadaveric spasm is not seen in the hands. So cadaveric spasm in hands is very important, very characteristic finding of the drowning. You can say it is diagnostic finding of ante-mortem drowning. Cutis anserina or goose skin. Here the skin becomes wrinkled, and that is due to spasm of elector pila muscle. Washerwoman's hands. આપણને બધાને ઘરે અનુભવ હોય, તમે કપડાં ધોયા હોય અથવા તો પાણીમાં થોડું વધારે કામ કર્યું હોય તો હાથ ફોગાઈ જાય. એ જેવો હાથનું અપિયરન્સ હોય, સ્કિનનો અપિયરન્સ હોય, એક્ઝેક્ટલી એને કહેવાય વોશર વુમન્સ હેન્ડ્સ. ધ સ્કિન બીકમ્સ ફોગી. That is the washerwoman's hands. Now we come to the internal postmortem appearance. Ballooning of the lungs. Lungs become voluminous because there is large collection of water in the lungs. So the lungs inflate. They become larger in the size. That is called ballooning of the lungs. Lungs are congested and pale. Pulthop's hemorrhage, that is seen on the surface of the lungs. Intraalveolar hemorrhage. Hydrostatic lung is misprinted. You will find the drowning lung. Hydrostatic lung is seen when the postmortem drowning is there. But whenever there is antemortem drowning, you will find the drowning lung. Water in the middle ear. Hemorrhage in middle ear. Hemorrhage in temporal bone. Another important characteristic of drowning is diatoms. Presence of diatoms. Now we see what is diatom. It is microscopic unicellular alga which are suspended in water. So they are freely found in water. They have a silicaceous wall which resists acidization, heat and putrefaction. That means they do not destroy with acidization. One of the methods of diagnosing or getting the presence of diatoms, heat and putrefaction. That's why even in the very hot weather, even in the putrefied body, diatoms are present. Chlorophyll and diatomine are present in diatoms. Diatomine is brown pigment. They are found free or they live in the colonies. They are of different shapes like circular, oval, triangular, linear, rectangular and boat shape. Transport of diatoms from lungs to brain, bone marrow, liver, other viscera and skeletal muscles. These indicate antemortem drowning because whenever the person inhales water, along with the water these very minute sized diatoms also enter the lungs. If circulation is going on, the person is alive, via circulation, diatoms reach different organs of the body. If it is post-mortem drowning, diatoms cannot reach lungs. They are present only in the upper respiratory tract, right? So presence of diatoms in these different organs is strongly suggestive of antemortem drowning. Now, how to test presence of diatoms? For that, the bone marrow of the long bones, these long bones are femur, tibia, humerus, that is examined for the diatoms. Bone marrow is the most suitable material to test the diatoms. Kidneys, lungs, liver, they are washed. They are cut with the size of 1 by 1 centimeter and then examined. Acidization of the tissues, it is a method for isolation of diatoms. We discussed earlier, diatoms resist acidization, means they are not destroyed with this test. So when this test is done, you can detect the presence of diatoms if they are present in the tissues. So these were the various postmortem findings. Now we come to the specific signs of the drowning. Fine white froth at mouth and nose. Fine froth in the lungs and air passage, because the froth are coming out from the lungs, they are forming in the lungs. Voluminous lungs. Presence of water in the stomach and intestine. Diatoms in tissues. Weeds, sand, stone, twigs, they are firmly grasped in the hands. Cadaveric spasm. Postmortem lividity, the distribution, the site is characteristic. It is found on the upper part of the face, upper part of the chest, abdomen, and the lower part of the limbs. So these are the specific signs of drowning. Now we come to the last part, circumstances of death from drowning. First, suicidal. It is very common and commonly seen, especially seen among the women. Women commit suicide out of drowning. There are various reasons for committing suicide, but especially the victims are the women. What do? Sometimes you find high weights may be attached to the body to make the death sure. Due to the heavy weight, the body cannot come up on the surface easily. Body sinks in the bottom easily. And so to make the death sure, sometimes the victim ties heavy weights with the body. Sometimes if the victim has worn the shirt or even the top with the pocket, then in the short pocket or in such pockets the victim will keep the stones if the stones are not attached to the body. It may be preceded by swallowing of the poison, cutting the throat, etc. That means before the person drowns, person takes some poison, person may cut the throat and then person drowns in water. Injuries found on the body, especially when body is collected from the wells. So when the victim commits suicide by drowning in the well, when person falls in the well, due to the hard surface or hard walls of the wells, the injuries are very likely. So these findings you will get in suicidal drowning. Next is homicidal drowning. A person may be intoxicated or overdrugged and then thrown in water. Suppose if the person is healthy, fully conscious, you cannot throw the person in water easily. But when the person is overdrugged, person is intoxicated, then throwing of such person becomes somewhat easy. So homicidal drowning is possible in that way. Now also you can suspect in some other conditions, like when there is flow of the water, you will find the body running in the flow of water. You can suspect homicidal drowning. Mostly it is seen in the infants and children because they cannot oppose, their body can be easily thrown. Here again heavy weights may be attached to the body to make the death sure. This is again when the heavy weights are attached, the body cannot come up on the surface easily, body sinks in the bottom easily. So to make the death of the victim sure, the weights are attached to the body. So these you find in the homicidal drowning. And the last is accidental drowning. Due to sudden collapse from coronary or cardiovascular disease. Suppose if the person is taking a bath in the bathtub, suddenly the person gets cardiovascular collapse or cardiovascular disease like myocardial infarction, and so suddenly there is collapse condition. So person dies in the bathtub, that is drowning. Seen in the precipitate labor. Precipitate labor we have discussed in the infant death, where all the three stages of the labor are merged. There is sudden delivery of the child. Suppose if the mother, pregnant woman, has gone to the toilet for the washroom, delivery occurs in lavatory pan. So the infant inhales the material, inhales the fluid which is present in lavatory pan, that is precipitate labor. It is also common among swimming learners. The persons who are learning swimming, during the learning of the swimming they may drown, that is accidental drowning. And accidental slipping in water, this is very common in the youngsters. તમે બધાએ પેપરમાં વાંચ્યું હશે, ગળતેશ્વર નાહવા ગયા અને પડી ગયા, બરાબર? ખડક પર ઊભા હોય, પથ્થર પર ઊભા હોય અને એકદમ પગ લપસી પડે, વેણમાં તણાઈ જાય, accidental drowning. So this is how accidental drowning occurs. So this we talked about drowning. It is over. I hope you have understood it very well. Thank you.